What a terrible way to die.
Baru juga nih teman. Langsung skip aja lah. Oh siapa ini? Udah nembak tuh. Siapa tuh? Oh si Sherlocknya. Ngapain nih? Oh berani belum? Apa sih? Oh udah.
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad.
Hampir aja boy. Lama juga loh dia.
Stop, Holmes.
Is that you, Watson?
Oh
Yes, of course it
Watson
is. And you almost killed me.
sidekick. Ya,
Nonsense.
sidekick.
I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded.
Watson, quiet please. I'm trying to concentrate.
Kan kalau ngikutin cerita Sherlock pasti tahu.
Lestrade. What is it this time?
Lestrade.
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. Gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as
Jangan di-unleaven.
A few inches later.
been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
Ya, kok kalau nggak tahu bahasa Inggris,
I missed 4 out of
translate
10.
sendiri aja.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in
Black Peter. Oh, ini
1845 and
korbannya
50
Black
years
Peter.
old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Oh, dia
Has
udah
the
mati.
investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The Medi men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Biasanya si Watson ini ikut kemana-mana. Oh, cuman kalian enggak. Apa nih? Setting grafiknya apa?
A few moments later.
Ada apa nih?
What a mess! What a terrible mess!
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
Oke.
This is where I keep my post.
Berarti kita. Nah, ini korbannya nih cuy. Oh, dipindah ke Woodman's Lee tahun 1884. Gila, sekarang aja 2020 boy. Ini questnya, atas ini questnya lah. Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Jadi kita disuruh investigasi pembunuhnya cuy. Investigate the crime scene at Woodman's Lee. Kejadiannya kita harus investigasi juga. Select a suit to wear using your personal hardware. Berarti kita ganti baju dulu ini. Di sini kah? Di sini kah? Oh, lain. Bisa ngapain sih? Bisa lari kan? Oh, udah melek sedikit. Baik, kita ganti baju dulu. Wah, anjay. Kita pakai baju apa ya? Oh, ini masih lock cuy, masih lock. Kalau bisa dibuka. Oh. Ini lebih keren sih kayaknya. Ini lock juga. Oh, lock juga sih. Ini ada gunaan sih kayaknya. Masih belum bisa dibuka. Nah, langsung saja kita gaskui. Ya, Bu, balik dulu ya, Bu. Pamit dulu, pamit. Nah, Assalamualaikum.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
Usah Watson, pamit. Bos, balik dulu, bos.
You go along to Peter Carey's house.
Yeah, okay.
Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've...
Kita pergi ke Woodmansley. Woodmansley ini nama daerah. Oke deh. Oke, kita udah sampein sih.
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Come on. Oke, hotel bos, sabar. Oke.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Iya, boleh juga dia berkebun.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, jadi mayatnya masih di sini, belum
No
dipindah.
doubt you've heard of him.
Masih di
I'll wait for you in front of the
rumahnya
cabin,
maksudnya.
Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Nah, ini
Thank you,
istrinya.
Mr. Holmes.
Berarti kita nanya-nanya, kan bener kan? Si nanya-nanya. When was the body? Nah, ini dulu.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Kayaknya nothing suspicious. Ini apa nih? Oh, kita ngecek barang dulu sih. Ada apa aja nih yang bisa kita cek nih? Nah, kita udah ketemu semua.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Oh, gila juga deh. Ya, skill berkebun dia punya. Evening for the murder.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Even when was the... Oh yeah.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh dear.
Oh, soalnya kasar ternyata, guys.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
Oke.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about
Oh
that?
iya, Sherlock Holmes. Pilgrimage.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon
Gila,
afterwards.
skillnya Sherlock
That
ini
is
nggak pernah
indeed
diragukan
what
lagi.
happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam. Kita cek-cek dulu sini ada apa ya, guys. Terus apa lagi? Berarti pilgrimage. Kita sapa dulu ya, bro.
Mr. Holmes?
Yoi. Oh, bukan sini. Kita tengok lagi.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin. We took care not to touch anything.
Kita cek-cek dulu di sini ada apa. Jejak kaki ya? Oh iya, jejak kaki. Kita masuk dalam rumah kali ya? Tadi kayaknya bisa ngeliat deh. Footprints tuh kan? Bener kan?
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Evidence required.
These footprints appear to be quite
Udah
large.
sekali aja. Berarti kita harus masuk dalam nih.
The door is locked.
Mau dikunci.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one
Oh,
should
dia yang
enter the
ngunci
cabin
kemarin,
and tamper
gila
with the
strike-nya.
evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Iya, betul.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, ada
Let me
yang
see.
pengen dobrak buka ini, tak maksa. Baik, sekarang kita cek dulu. Oke, kekuatan Sherlock. Nah, ini dia.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Ada yang coba dobrak
Our
masuk.
mysterious visitor came here last night.
Mereka dua orang
Well,
yang
he's
mau
not the
masuk
man for the
semalam.
job. This lock
Kirain
is not
gitu.
a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
Jadi si pendobrak ini mau masuk, cuman dia salah bawa alat. Terus kita kemana lagi nih, cuy? Kita cek something good. Tadi cuy,
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes, kenapa Mr. Holmes? Oke, masih coba lagi.
What a terrible way to die.
Nanti ada cucuk loh. Kita coba cek dulu di sini.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Oh iya, dia kan lama. Suspiciously empty space.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book.
Gila ini Sherlock.
Chest, perhaps.
Skillnya itu nggak diragukan lagi.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Oh, jadi kapten. Oh, ada apa nih? Sepatu boot.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Ada apa lagi? Bir. Ada bir.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Cek dulu ruangannya semuanya.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
Apa ini?
Someone drank from this glass recently. Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Rotate the object. Ini tasnya.
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Iya. Oh.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Nanti dulu dah. Aduh.
Yes, this is a
Oh, disuruh buat
tobacco,
kapal.
quite strong and very popular among sailors.
Maaf guys, saya nggak tahu ya, skip aja.
This wooden handle is plain and solid. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Oh,
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
kayak dia kenal. Dia berarti kenal.
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense.
Oh. Halo, botak. Ini udah. Harus cek semuanya di sini. Tuh kan bener.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Kita ngobrol lagi, ngobrol. Oh iya, tadi kan ada
Is
tobacco.
this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Oh
Thank you,
iya,
madam.
iya. Oh iya, sekarang sudah tahu kita. Dia nyimpan surat-suratnya. Jadi kita harus ke sana lagi.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
Ya, tapi kita harus dapat lagi bukti. Ini belum sama ya? Apa yang belum ya? Oh,
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the
itu
crime,
dipegang nih.
but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Berapa nih? Find a pair of really clues that will form a deduction. Red color signifies orange clue combination. Wait. Kita harus get conclusion. An ambush must be made tonight. Iya, itu juga. Mungkin nanti malam ada.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Ini kodenya susah gitu. Ini sama kode itu. Organize an ambush. Ya, oke. Berarti kita ngomong sama saat.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind care.
Oh, kita harus cari tempat yang bagusnya. Oh,
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Oh, iya benar, masuk lagi.
Shh. Did you hear that?
Oh iya, ada benar.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there. Mr. Holmes, come. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
Jadi kita dapat tempat baru. Scotland Yard. Oke, mungkin sampai segini dulu ya episode satu ini. Jangan lupa kalian like, comment, subscribe kalau kalian mau lanjut lagi nonton aku main game kayak gini. Komen di bawah. Oke, next time.